When a narcissist's big ego gets challenged, shame hits them like a bolt of lightning. It brings up all of those feelings of being worthless, unlovable, inadequate, unwanted, or just plain weak. Stuff they really try to avoid by living in their fantasy world and acting super confident and superior. This video will uncover the top 10 ways a narcissist's shame gets triggered and brought to the surface for everyone to see. Number 10, sharp contrasts. It's a nice way of saying disagreements. Narcissists often see themselves as incapable of making mistakes or being wronged, believing they're always right. And as a result, they tend to view their ideas, opinions, and actions as superior or the most correct out of anybody else's in the group. We've all been in a situation like this with a narcissist where there's no point in even talking with somebody who, in their mind, knows they have it all sorted out. When someone disagrees with them, it creates significant psychological tension. This clash between their belief of their flawlessness and the reality of their own frailty will trigger intense internal turmoil, including feelings of shame. Number 9, bad press. Narcissists put a tremendous amount of energy into maintaining a positive public image because they rely so heavily on other people's approval and validation. They're hypersensitive to how they're perceived by others. So when gossip or rumors start swirling around them, it'll hit them hard. These rumors can have the power to make their rounds and expose a narcissist's weaknesses, imperfections, mistakes, or vulnerabilities, and it has the potential to spread them to a much wider audience. For narcissists, their carefully constructed public image is everything. Of course, it's how they gain their admiration, support, and most importantly, supply, which of course they need all of these things to feel good about themselves. When this image is undermined by gossip or rumors, it shakes their confidence to the very core and challenges that sense of superiority. And without the constant validation and praise that they crave, narcs can begin to feel deeply unsettled and insecure. The absence of the external validation leaves them grappling with feelings of shame and self-doubt as they struggle to maintain their inflated self-image with no reassurance from others. Number 8, getting old. For narcissists, aging poses a significant challenge for how they see themselves. An aging narcissist can become upset about their appearance because their self-image includes them seeing themselves as exceptionally attractive. They're the most beautiful or handsome, respectively, person in the room. They're physically superior. They're just so great. And as they get older, they confront those natural changes like physical decline, shifts in appearance, decreased strength, and health issues. The same things that happen to all of us. These changes clash with their belief in their own exceptional quality and can really stir up their feelings of shame. Number 7, encountering failure. In narcissistic personality disorder, or NPD, a big part of this all is really grandiosity. It makes narcs think that they're just so much better than they actually are. They're just so super talented and perfect. So when they mess up big time, or even just a little bit, it is a huge blow to their ego. It's like their fancy little self-image crashes into reality. I always say it's like someone pops the bubble of their fantasy world and they get a little dose of reality again. And that's when shame kicks in. It reminds them they're not really invincible after all. Number 6, unobtainable standards. Maintaining a grandiose self-image brings many disadvantages for narcissists, including setting extremely high standards for themselves. They do this for other people too, but believe it or not, they actually put very high standards on themselves. And one thing that can trigger shame for a narcissist is falling short of these high standards. The standards, and if they can meet them, of course, it helps them feel superior. So when they fail to meet these self-imposed standards that nobody else is asking them to do or be, It challenges that belief they have internally that they're perfect, that they're flawless, and that they're successful, among other things. And this challenge can lead to feelings of shame because, of course, it goes against that inflated image and reminds them of their very human limitations. Dealing with the aftermath of a toxic relationship can feel like untangling a knot that just never ends. I specialize in guiding people through the complexities of narcissistic personality disorder. My counseling and coaching approach is different from anybody else's. It's conducted over the phone, allowing you to unwind and talk openly in your own space and just have a conversation with me just like you would with a friend. You won't find any stiff office vibes or generic advice when you're talking with me. Every session is focused on your specific needs, whatever they might be. There will be no one-size-fits-all solutions, just genuine personalized support from someone who has walked the exact same path and understands what truly works for survivors. If you're ready to start feeling lighter and more in control, click the link at the top of your screen now or send a text or an email and get started today. Number 5, uninvited criticism. Narcissists are naturally really sensitive to criticism. They have built this false narrative and this self-worth on getting constant compliments, praise, admiration, of course, also known as narcissistic supply. That's why they tend to see any critique or even what they think might be considered criticism as a personal attack. When their self-image gets challenged, it stirs up shame because it shows them clearly the difference between how they want to be seen, which is confident and perfect, and then they see what they actually feel inside, which is often very insecure and self-loathing. Number 4, social status. A narcissist's self-worth is shaky. It hinges on them seeing themselves as almost like unrealistically positive and needing validation from others. For them, keeping up appearances and having important relationships is the key to feeling good about themselves. But if they lose that status, go through big changes like a loss of a job or divorce, it messes with their validation. They likely begin to feel shame here because they cannot keep up the positive self-image, not when there's no one there to boost them up. Number 3, exposed flaws. Narcissists invest a lot of effort into projecting this image of perfection through deception, manipulation, and their grandiosity. Another thing that can trigger shame for them is when one or more of their many flaws or mistakes are exposed to other people. This exposure absolutely shatters their illusion of being perfect. Feeling shame in these moments is common because it constantly reminds them of their imperfections and again butts up against that inflated self-image that they're so desperately trying to keep. Number 2, losing control. Control is a fundamental aspect of narcissistic supply, and it includes validation, admiration, power, reassurance, and control itself. Narcissists crave control because it helps them uphold the grandiose image and shields them from feeling vulnerable. When a narcissist insists it's my way or no way, it underscores that need for control. Losing control would challenge their little self-perception of perfection and heighten that sense of vulnerability. We all know what vulnerability does to a narcissist. Oh no, they don't want to go there. Inevitably, not having control triggers feelings of shame. And the number one thing that will trigger a narcissist's deep feelings of shame is being rejected. Narcissists are constantly and desperately seeking admiration and validation from others, and this comes from their fragile little self-esteem. That means their sense of self-worth is shaky. It relies on other people. I always use the example they're cold-blooded animals. Number one, it's a great burn and a great insult, but also it's true. Cold-blooded animals, like reptiles, need heat lamps or other sources of heat. They cannot control their own body temperature. They need someone or something else to do it for them. And that's exactly what a narcissist does. They reach out to other people grasping for supply because they need people to be their heat lamps. And rejection, is that a wake-up call? It shows them, hey, listen, not everybody thinks you're amazing. And this realization clashes with that grandiose self-image and leads to those feelings of shame. It's tough for a narcissist because they want to believe they're perfect and flawless so badly. So many of them are rooted so deeply in their fantasy world, but rejection reminds them very clearly that they are not. Do you think something different should have been number one? Make sure you let me know down in the comments. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to listen. Subscribe now if you haven't for more insightful videos on narcissistic personality disorder. Subscribing is free and it supports our community of survivors. Your subscription helps us reach more people who need guidance and understanding. You can also play a crucial role in keeping my channel going strong by pledging just $1 a month. You can click join just below the video or check out the video description for more details. Together, we can continue to make a difference in spreading narcissistic awareness, education, and of course, providing support. Join today. Have a great day, survivor, and take care of yourself.